Hi guys, welcome to this session in Microsoft Excel. In this module I want to show you how you can automatically create a calendar and color code the months like this one here. So if I select a different year like 2022, I've got this set up so that anything that is not in 2022 will be colored yellow, and then each month has its own colors. So if I go back to 23 starts on the first Sunday, and then 24, if I go to 24, the 31st of December would be in 2023, so it's yellow, and that's the new year 2024. So I've got the formulas on the screen here that I've used, and I'm just going to create it or recreate part of it down here so you can see how it works. I'll start in this little cell, give myself a little data validation list. So if I go in there, select list, I'll just type 2022, 2023, 2024. That'll do. Whatever list you want, you might have more than that, but that gives me that little drop down list. And then underneath that, I'll give myself a space. I'll just go Sunday to Saturday, just pull that over. Oops, missed it. Pull that over to Saturday. And then I want to use the sequence function to generate a sequence of dates, this sort of stuff. Now if you click on this one, or look at this, I've done 53 and 7, so 53 rows and 7 columns, but I'll just do the sequence function by itself first off. So equals sequence. So how many rows do I want? Let's just go for 5. And how many columns? 7. Now the rest of it, start and stop, I don't need to do just yet. Let me just try this. So that just drops a series of numbers in. Now these are not formatted correctly, so I need to go and format these back to home, or you can do Control 1, that'll get format cells on the screen, whichever you want to do. They want to be date. Now if I click OK to that, they're coming up with a date like that because I didn't pick a start number, I've just said that. Now if I have a start number, what I can do is use the date function, which you can see there. Now before I do that, let me just show you what the date function will do by itself. So if I come down here and just go equals date, open bracket. So if I click on that cell, comma 1, first month, first day, just press enter on that. That's coming up with the first of the first 24 because that says 24. If I put that back to 23, that's saying 2023. That's what the date function does. So that can be used as my starting point for this sequence function. So if I get myself up there, do a comma, and then put the date function in, so type date, open the bracket, click on the cell I want. So in this case I want this cell actually, so I'll click on that one. There's nothing in that at the minute, so I'll have to put something in it. So I've got the date, comma, I want the first month, first day. So that's the date function. Then I need to close a bracket on that, tick that, and then that cascades that across, so there's no date there, but as soon as I put a date in there, 23, that comes up with the 1st of January 2023. Now this is not formatted how I want it to be, so if I just select that and change the formatting, again I can do Control 1 to get into format cells and go to custom and just edit this slightly. So I don't want the year on it, so I just want it like that, day, month, and in fact I want 3 letters, 3 M's for the month. OK to that, and then it's the same as this. Now the rest of this is using the weekday, because it just happens that the 1st of January was a Sunday, but if I change that to 2022, the 1st of January was not a Sunday, so I need to make this see that that is not correct. So what I need to do now is, there's the first part of this function. Okay, everything's going okay, but now I need to do this weekday function and put the date function that we've just done inside of it. So what does a weekday function do? So if I come down here, do today's date, control semicolon is today's date. So the weekday function, if I go equals weekday, and then click on that date, and then just finish that off. It says today is 2. Now if you wanted that to change from that, you can go up there, do a comma, and then you get a whole list of options. So if you wanted this to, if you put 2, so it defaults to the top one, Sunday through to Saturday. If you put a 2 there, you'd be starting on Monday with the number 1 and through to Sunday number 7. So me personally, I don't know why that's not default. I think it should be, but never mind. I'm not going to put anything in there. I'm just showing you that that's what you can do with that. That's why it comes up with a 2, because it's Monday today. It was Sunday yesterday. So let's get rid of that. I'll get rid of that as well. So I've just shown you what they do. This is the weekday part of the function that I need to add in, and it's got the date function sitting inside it as well. I've already showed you what the date function is going to do. So up here I need to get inside of this bracket and do a minus weekday, press my tab key to get that, then date, tab key to get the bracket, then I'm clicking on the same date, comma 1, comma 1, closing that bracket for the date function and closing the bracket for the weekday function. Now it says there, look, +1, comma 1, so comma 1 is the step value for the sequence, but +1, what's that about? I'm gonna leave that off for a minute. Comma 1 should end the sequence. If I go tick, so that's put that there. So for 2022, so let's go to 2023. So you see that's 1st of January should be the Sunday. So that's what that +1 is doing. So if I get myself in there, just knock this forward slightly, so I'll get in front of that comma, get myself in front of that comma, +1, tick, there you go. So that's what that +1 does. So that is the formula that you need to do to get this. Now if I change this sequence, say it's on, if I go to 15 rows, let's have a look. This just cascades itself down. Obviously it's not all formatted, so I'm going to format it all to the same. In fact, I could just click on that, use the format painter to be honest. Alright, so everything's formatted how I want it. Got a few months worth of stuff there. But if I go back to 2022, this I want this colouring up. These are dates that are in 2021 and that one, 31st. All of those, I want those to shade up. So this is the conditional formatting that I've done. So if I highlight the whole set, I haven't gone down like I have on this one to the very bottom. So you see it's automatically colouring it up there if it's not in the year, if it's not in the current year that's selected at the top there. But what I'll do is I'll just do this this function here. So if it's not equal to that year that's displayed there, I want it to colour up. Now that's conditional formatting, manage rules, new rule, and I'm going to use the formula option. Right, so this is the formula, but obviously I'm using that cell instead of C1. So equals C1 $, that's okay. If C1, this has got to return either true or false, so you've got to watch what you put in here. Less than, greater than. Now you can see there that I'm using the year function for the first cell in this list, or this range. So year, open the bracket on the year function, click on the top cell, it's put $signs in again, and it does that when you're doing formulas in conditional formatting. But I'm just going to press F4 3 times to take that off, close that bracket. So that is the same as that, just check that's the same. Then you select your format. In this case I'll go for grey, and then click OK, OK, and apply that rule, and then that just gives you that top line grey. So those are the only ones. Now if I close this for a minute, click OK to that. If I change this back to 2023, because Sunday was the 1st of January, nothing is showing in grey. 2024, just one day, Sunday the 31st of December. Now the other thing I want to do is colour up. So I've got January, February, March. I want to colour up each of these months. So I'm using the month function for that, and again I'm using the top left hand cell without dollar signs on it. If I go into conditional formatting, manage rules, then that's that one we just did. So I'll put it up there, new rule, formula option. I'm using the month function, so it's equals month, open the bracket, clicking on the top left hand cell, pressing F4 3 times to get rid of the dollar signs. Now if it equals 1, I want it a particular color, so I'll go orange, OK to that, OK to that, and new rule, formula option equals month, open bracket, click the top left hand one, press F4 to get the dollar signs off, so you need this to be dynamic, equals 2, format a different color, go for light blue, OK, OK, and the last one, I know I've got 4 months there, but you get the idea, I'm just doing 3, new rule, formula option equals month, open the bracket, click on the top left hand cell, F4, 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 close, equals 3, pick a different color, format, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, pink, OK, OK, OK. So now you've got some colours there, and obviously you do one for April as well, you can see the colour changes. If I change that back to 2022, it's greyed out because that's not equal to the year, those aren't, and the rest of the colours are OK. And then 2024, only one cell's greyed out and the rest of the colours OK. So that's just a quick example of how you can create your own little calendar using the sequence function, the date function, the weekday function, and the month function with the year function in conditional formatting to get some colours. So hopefully that video is of use for you. Thank you for your time, and I'll catch you on the next one.